Well, when I first come to know God, I knew that my calling was to teach. I just knew. I knew that I wanted to show people the truth about what it means to be born again. And it's not some doctrine, that people put in front of their church. This is what our church foundation is. It's on these paper verses, okay? I wanted to show them what it really means to be born again. And I asked God, I said, Lord, please give me wisdom. I don't want fame. I don't want fortune. I want to know everything. I asked God, I said, I want to know everything. Let me know everything. I want this wisdom. And this was before I read any of the Bible. All right? And I believe it was James that wrote, ask for wisdom. Pray for wisdom. It's like Solomon. The sun and moon, Solomon. It says, if you lack wisdom, pray for it, ask for it. But if you doubt, don't expect that you'll receive anything from him because you're double-minded and you're unstable in all your ways. So anytime I hear wisdom, I always think of Solomon because that's what Solomon had prayed for. And wisdom in Greek is Sophia, And so I was thinking of Solomon, and then I remembered that Solomon, even though he was the wisest person ever until Jesus come along, he still became a fool. He married outside of Israel, married with other women, and you could look at them like sleeping with other religions, okay? And he went after other gods. And that caused his downfall because after him, God didn't take away the kingdom from him, but he did it through his son. And through his son, the kingdom got divided. Remember, northern and southern, Israel. All right? And Jesus said, a house divided cannot stand. A double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. All this stuff is allegorical to being double-minded, to a divided kingdom. It's the two thieves on the cross. Remember, Jesus was crucified and buried on Golgotha, the place of the skull. It's our skull. The two thieves are the right and left hemisphere of the brain. It's Adam, it's Eve. It's Cain, it's Abel, it's Jacob, it's Esau, it's Sol, Oman, sun and moon, okay? Remember, when God put Adam to sleep, this is something God did, and I've got a teaching on this that I'm going to do later. God put Adam to sleep, and while he was sleeping, God took a rib, all right, and he put flesh back in there, and whenever Adam woke up, he was two. The one had become two. He had become double-minded. This is when he received free will. He was part of the world. He was in the world, but not supposed to be of the world, all right? But Adam had become double-minded, and after becoming double-minded, he was able to be tempted, the Eve mind, the feminine mind. All right, was able to be tempted. It's the same as the divided kingdom. Solomon, even with all of his wisdom, had everything from God. He became foolish in chasing after other gods because he had free will. He had that battle going on between the two thieves. All right, so check this out. Jesus was put on the cross at 9 a.m. And the Jews did time differently than what we do time. 9 was considered the third hour. All right, so he was put on the cross at 3. All right, and from noon until 3, darkness came over the earth. Okay, noon is 6 and 3 is 9. It's the 3, 6, 9. All right, Tesla said that if you knew the magnificence of the 369, you would have the keys to the universe, or a key to the universe. And Jesus gave his disciples the keys to the kingdom. All right? All right, so in the 6th hour, it goes dark. Now remember, I told you, it's Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel. It's Sol Mun, the sun and moon. All right, remember, this is Golgotha, it's your skull. All right, and whenever you have the sun and the moon, when they come across, whenever they come together, they make an eclipse. All right, and when there's an eclipse, there is darkness. All right, the sun and moon come together. Remember, what God has joined back together, let no man separate. All right, so what goes on in the cross, Jesus' life, his death, his burial, his resurrection, is just like the law. The law was a mirror of things to come, and Jesus' life was a mirror of what we go through, those who are called, those who are chosen. All right? Remember, the one thief, looked over at Jesus, because there's the two thieves, on Golgotha, and then there was Jesus in the middle. And the one thief, after he had rebuked the other thief, fighting with himself, wrestling with God like Jacob, he turned to Jesus in the middle and he said, "Remember me today when you're in paradise." And Jesus said, "Surely today we will be in paradise." All right, so what happens is the sun and moon are coming together. All right, and this is when Jesus dies. Remember, it is no longer you who live, but Christ who lives within you. I have been crucified with Christ. All right, so there's that moment when you die to yourself and there's this darkness. And then as they start moving across, the sun and moon start moving across, and it starts to form the Vesica Pisces. Okay, and I've showed you the mathematics in the Vesica Pisces, the 153 fish, but it's also got the 369 and the 12. All this, it's amazing. But it forms the Vesica Pisces, and this is when the light starts to explode through. When the eclipse is ending, you start seeing the light. It comes bright. All right, and the Vesica Pisces is also the birthing canal. This is your resurrection. This is when the man-child is born. The Adam and Eve were joined back together. They had a child, a man-child. It's Christ being born through you, the faith of a child. All right? And then the sun and moon just keep going apart because we don't need them anymore. Remember, it's written in Revelation. It says that New Jerusalem does not need the light of the sun or the moon anymore. The Lord is its lamp. It gives it his glory, all right? You don't put a lamp under a bushel. You're a light on a hill. We're a city on a hill, a Mount Zion. We are the city on the hill. We don't need the sun or moon anymore. We have been reconciled. We have been brought back. And the man-child has been birthed through us. This is wisdom. This is the 369. And look at the meaning of each letter, each number in the Hebrew language has a meaning. And look at the meaning for the number 3 in Hebrew. It means harmony. All right, and the number for 6 means unity. And the meaning of number 9 is a basket, but foundation. There is unity and harmony on the foundation of Christ, who is our rock, our foundation. That is the 369 in Hebrew, and it all played out that way on the hill, Golgotha, the place of the skull. It's your skull. It's our skull. Ask God for wisdom. But if you doubt, you're double-minded and unstable in all your ways. Jesus is the chief cornerstone. He joins two walls together. Right thief hemisphere, left thief hemisphere, and they no longer wobble because the cornerstone is there. And that's how we're able to walk around in the darkness and pull people out of the pit, because we can see in the dark from the light and glory of the Lord coming through us. And we can never, ever boast and say we did anything. It's all God within. I love you all. God bless.